According to Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharishi, Bhakti and Jnana, devotee asked Sri Bhagavatam outline is a way to find Krishna in the heart by prostrating to all and looking on all as the Lord Himself. Is this the right path leading to self realization? Is it not easier thus to adore Bhagwan in whatever meets the mind than to speak the supermental through the mental inquiry, who am I? Maharshi said, yes, when you see God in all, do you think of God or do you not? You must certainly think of God, for seeing God all around you, keeping God in your mind becomes dhyana, and dhyana is the stage before realization. Realization can only be in and of the self. It can never be apart from the self, and dhyana must precede it. Whether you make dhyana on God or on the self, it is immaterial, for the goal is the same. You cannot by any means escape the self. You want to see God in all, but not in yourself. If all is God, are you not included in that all, being God yourself? Is it a wonder that all is God? This is the method advised in Sri Bhagavata and elsewhere by others, but even for this practice, there must be the seer or thinker. Who is he? Devotee asked, how to see God, who is all pervasive? Maharishi said, to see God is to be God. There is no all apart from God for him to pervade. He alone is. Devotee asked, should we read the Gita now and then? Maharishi said, always. Devotee asked, what is the relation between jnana and bhakti? Maharishi said, the eternal, unbroken, natural state of abiding in the self is jnana. To abide in the self, you must love the self. Since God is merely the self, love of the self is love of God, and that is bhakti. Jnana and bhakti are thus one and the same. Devotee asked, while making nam japa for an hour or more, I fall into a state like sleep. On waking up, I recollect that my japa has been interrupted, so I try again. Maharshi said, like sleep. That is right. It is the natural state. Because you are now associated with the ego, you consider that the natural state is something which interrupts your work, so you must have the experience repeated until you realize that it is your natural state. You will then find that japa is extraneous, but still it will go on automatically. Your present doubt is due to that false identity, namely of identifying yourself with the mind that does the japa. Japa means clinging to one thought to the exclusion of all other thoughts. That is its purpose. It leads to dhyana, which ends in self realization or jnana. Devotee asked, how should I carry on nam japa? Maharishi said, one should not use the name of God mechanically and superficially without the feeling of devotion. To use the name of God, one must call upon Him with yearning and unreservedly surrender oneself to Him. Only after such surrender is the name of God constantly with the man. Devotee asked, where then is the need for inquiry or vichara? She said, surrender can take effect only when it is done with full knowledge as to what real surrender means. Such knowledge comes after inquiry and reflection and ends invariably in self surrender. There is no difference between jnana and absolute surrender to the Lord, that is, in thought, word, and deed. To be complete, surrender must be unquestioning. The devotee cannot bargain with the Lord or demand favors at his hands. Such entire surrender comprises all. It is Jnana and Vairagya, devotion and love. Hari Om Tat Sat.